In the black water, beyond the reach of sunlight, where the reef gives way to open sand, there lives a creature that seems to have forgotten what it is, or perhaps remembers what everything else is all at once. The old sailors of the Indo-Pacific spoke of waters that played tricks on the eye, of shapes that shifted like smoke beneath the waves. They could not have known that the trick was real and that it wore 8 arms. Long before divers ever laid eyes on it, the lagoons of Sulawesi kept this secret well. The seafloor there is not the coral cathedral of postcards. It is a plain of grey silt and rubble, a place with nowhere to hide. And yet something has learned to hide there better than anything on the reef above. It does not hide by vanishing, it hides by becoming. Watch closely, and you may see only sand, a ripple perhaps where the current should not ripple. Then color moves across it, like a thought crossing a mind, and the sand becomes a creature, brown and cream-banded, low and searching. This is Thaumoctopus mimicus, the mimic octopus, and what makes it strange is not that it hides, but how little it seems to fear being seen. For most octopuses, survival is a game of concealment. They match their skin to rock, to coral, to shadow, and stay still until the danger passes. The mimic octopus plays a different game entirely. It does not merely disappear, it becomes something else that danger already knows to avoid. Scientists first documented this only in 1998, which meant that for all of human history before that, this creature had been performing its transformations in total anonymity, an actor with no audience, refining a repertoire in the dark. Consider the sea snake, banded, venomous, patrolling the sand in long, undulating passes that every reef predator learns to respect from birth. The mimic octopus tucks 6 of its arms into a burrow, leaving 2 behind, banded and rigid, and sends them out across the seabed in a rhythm that borrows the snake's exact motion. A hunting fish sees stripes and sees movement, and does not wait to check whether there is a real snake attached. It leaves. The octopus, in effect, has learned to speak a language of fear it never needed to earn the hard way.
And the snake is only one voice in its vocabulary. Flatten the body, spread the arms into a thin disc, and glide low across the open sand. Now it reads as a flatfish, something with no threat and no interest to a passing predator, simply gliding past unremarked. Spread the arms wide instead, radiating outward with a slow, pulsing rhythm, and it becomes something closer to a lionfish, that reef-dwelling creature whose spines carry a sting few animals are willing to test. Researchers have counted more than a dozen such impressions in its range, though it is thought capable of more. And what is more remarkable still is that the mimic octopus does not perform these forms at random. Observations suggest it selects its disguise according to the specific predator nearby. A sea snake shape when damfish will threaten, a flatfish glide when a different hunter approaches. If this holds true, then somewhere in that soft, unremarkable body is not just a costume trunk, but a kind of judgment, an assessment of what watches and what that watcher fears. Picture it now in the moment that matters most. A trevally moves in through the haze, fast and purposeful, the sort of predator that does not scare easily. The octopus has perhaps a second to decide. Its skin ripples, arms draw close, the body compresses and elongates in a single fluid motion, and where an octopus was, there now glides something flat and low against the sand, already gone before the trevally's attention fully settles. The predator loses interest in something that was never really there. There is something almost unbearably poignant in this. The mimic octopus has no shell, no venom of its own worth mentioning, no great size to intimidate. Everything it has for defense is borrowed, patterns copied from creatures it has never spoken to and does not resemble in any way except to the one that matters, in the half-second glance of something hungry. It survives not by strength, but by literacy. It has read the reef's grammar of fear and learned to write in it. By day it forages across the open flats where no reef octopus would dare linger, hunting small fish and crustaceans, always exposed, always one wrong guess from being someone's meal. And by night, or when the hunting grows thin, it withdraws to a burrow it may have dug fresh that very day, arms tucked away, the performance ended until the tide calls it out again. We do not know how such a thing came to be, whether it began as ordinary camouflage that deepened by accident into impression, or whether some ancient ancestor stumbled onto the trick that a stripe here and a stiffened arm there could buy a few more seconds of life, and passed that discovery down through countless generations until it hardened into instinct. What we do know is that somewhere in that soft, unremarkable body is a kind of intelligence with no fixed shape, a creature that survives not by being one thing well, but by being many things convincingly, for exactly as long as it needs to. And when the light fades over the lagoon and the sand goes still again, there is no way to tell from the empty seabed alone that anything was ever there at all.